Alright, so the brake wire is really hard to get to up there. It's way up in there and it's really short, and I looked up online and it's the green and white one and I found it there, but it also appears under this panel right here. So it's a lot easier to splice down here. So what I did not cut the wire. I carefully stripped away like an eighth of an inch of insulation and wrapped the wire around it, then soldered the wire to it, um, and then I'll tape that back up really good and route this wire over to my brake controller. And that way I didn't cut the wire's in two. I mean, the wire's not in two, the wire's intact, and I've just, spliced on and soldered in my wire, and it's soldered, so don't have to worry about it coming undone. And I used a little cold heat iron. It works decent, not as good as a soldering iron, but it's definitely easier to get in tight spots. So, yeah, and that's cold heat. Anyway, we'll route all the wires and mount the thing and get it all hooked up, and I'll tape all that up real good. Alright, so I don't know if you can see it, but that copper colored wire with the white stripe comes up, and then we've attached our ground wire, and they come over into our wire covering, and it goes on over and up and over till it gets to right there. It comes down and into the brake controller, and the brake controller is mounted. Power's not hooked up to it yet, so the only thing left is to hook up this wire to there and run the wire over to the battery. So should be able to do that pretty quick. And we gotta tape that back up. So let's finish up. Alright, right there I've tied on my wire, and it runs through around here and it runs up to there. I'm going to get some of those little rubber vacuum caps and put one on each of those, make sure I don't bump them. And you can see I've retaped that down there. So we're done. The only thing I haven't done is the ground wire on the back. I had just bundled up that wire and hadn't put it down. I don't remember if I showed y'all. There's where it comes up through. Probably put one more little tie wrap on it, right on that hose, right. Let's see, right there. And don't think I showed this. Underneath. So we've got it coming out of the frame and up and out of the way. So should be good. I'm just going to do the ground wire on the frame. Alright, quick update because I'm now finished. Comes out of the frame, goes around. You see it, tie wrapped up. Oop. I'm going to scoot around. And comes around. The one that goes in the vehicle goes over there, up into the vehicle, through that hole that was already in there. Didn't have to drill that hole, it was already there. And we've got our ground wire attached right there, bolted right through the bumper bracket. and let's see, I sanded each side to get the paint off so it'd get a good contact. So that should be good, and we're done. Oh, and I swapped these screws on here out for stainless, make sure they don't rust. Anyway, I know that's kind of just a brief overview. I didn't really show any of the progress, but I would have a super long video if I showed every step along the way, so I just showed the highlights. So hopefully if you're doing one of these or doing something similar, hopefully it'll help out. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment.